Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. If you can hear me, just drop a comment. If you can hear me, drop a comment in the comment section, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. If you can hear me, drop it in the comment section so that we can get started immediately. I want to be sure you guys can hear me correctly. All right, beautiful. Good morning and you're welcome back to our live session, our Saturday's live session. If you're new here, every Saturdays we come on YouTube and then we make live session, right? We make live analysis and then we just look at what the market is saying for us to know what we're going to be doing the next week. So if you're new, do not forget to subscribe to this channel because I also make videos on strategies that you can use in trading synthetic indices and every other financial market, even if you are a beginner. So click the subscribe button, and if you've always been joining the session, you're welcome back again, guys. I value your presence and I love you all. Okay, so do not forget to also share this session to your friends and every other person that you know would benefit by joining this session. So I would want you to drop the asset you want us to analyze in the comment section. Remember, I said we are majorly focusing on synthetic indices on this live session, and then we're bringing our currency pairs live session already, which is going to start by next week. Okay, our live session is going to for currency pairs is going to start by next week, but this is majorly for synthetic indices. So any asset you want us to analyze on synthetic indices, drop it in the comment section right now, and we're going to be picking them one by one and we're going to be making analysis on them, explaining them and looking at what market is saying about them. However, I am going to be starting with the first one, which is volatility 25-1S. So also drop comments on the asset you want us to make analysis on. The most mentioned asset is the one I am going to be picking. So let's get started on volatility 25-1S index. And first, we're going to be going to 24 hours time frame. Of course, you know that is where we are going to get started first. No matter what market is saying on the lower time frame, we definitely want to look at what the lower time frame the higher time frame is saying. So this is 24 hours time frame, and what we're going to be looking at on the 24 hours time frame is where we had a break of structure, where we had the normal break of structure, the movement of the market. So our last break of structure was obviously to the upside. See what we had here? We had this high broken. However, it was broken with the candle here. This was the candle that took out that high with a body candle. That was the candle that took it out. So this was where we had a real break of structure. Now, since we had our real break of structure there, you can see that we had impulse to the upside. I could as well say this is a break of structure. However, you can see that the retracement that happened here was not a deep retracement. So even if market eventually breaks this low with a body candle, then I can still say that is a real change of character for me. However, since this is where we have our break of structure, which is the body candle, this was the low created right after that break of structure, which is going to serve as a secondary inducement until market proves otherwise. Remember that we always say we are projecting our inducement. Whatever liquidity that has not been taken is a projection, because you can't be so sure if market is going to eventually take it. However, this is our projection for the secondary inducement. This is my secondary inducement projection, and I will just be marking out all this high just for me to look at what the market will do. If market would come back and use it as our liquidity, you can see that they are almost relative equal lows, right? They are almost relative equal lows. However, I'm just going to be marking out my secondary inducement based on the fact that we had impulse and momentum after we had a break of structure to the upside. So you can see that when market started coming down, first I would have been looking out for this area for continuation, for my buy continuation, but there was no confirmation there, coupled with the fact that that was the low created after this break of structure, which is going to serve as our inducement. The reason I would have marked it out was because of this fair value gap. However, it is still an inducement for us. It is still a projected inducement. So, and that is why it is very important that in whatever you are doing, you are getting your confirmation right. Okay, so you can see that we came back and took this low and we did not break it with a body candle, which is still a signal to us that it is valid as a secondary inducement until proven otherwise. You can see the market did not break it with a body candle. We only took it out with a wick and market rejected almost immediately. So that rejection is like more confidence booster for us that this is a real secondary inducement. So we're going to go to 4 hours time frame. Let us go to 4 hours time frame, which is our mid time frame, right? And see what we had there. Now, after the secondary inducement has been taken, look at what we had. This is a sweep to the downside. I want us to get something really right. So this was a sweep. This was a sweep. Market came back and did what? Swept this high again, making this high one major that we can look forward to. Okay, and after taking that secondary inducement, you can see the market came back to break this high. Let me brush that out. Market came back to take this high, which we are not expecting market to come back to take for now. It is a strong high for us. We are not expecting market to come back to take it. However, it has been taken. You can see the market has broken it with a body candle. So what's the next step for us here? I'm going to be marking this low out as my secondary inducement. That is my secondary inducement. That is my possible liquidity the market is likely to come back to. So I am projecting that low as my secondary inducement. You can see that we had a break of structure to the upside. A break of structure to the upside here. And after the break of structure, we had that impulse, but market has started giving us a retracement. So I am expecting it to come back to take this low as our liquidity. So I am marking this low out as my point of interest. I'm going to be marking this as my first point of interest, and I am going to be marking this as my second point of interest. So I am looking forward to market coming back to take this low, enter into this zone, based on the fact that this zone is also a strong low. I'm going to zoom that out for you to see. That low is a strong low. We had a manipulation to the left hand side prior to that movement. So this area is going to be a good area for me to look for my buy continuation. So let's mark it that way. So my first point of interest, my second point of interest, this is what I am currently looking out for on volatility 25-1S. So let's check the 30 minutes time frame. Market is already giving me an intention to come back. It's already giving me an intention to come back. So all I am just waiting for is this should happen. This should happen. Market coming back here. Then give me a new confirmation. Always ensure to get your confirmation at point of interest, because I often say this: a point of interest is just a reaction zone. Until market gives you a confirmation, your point of interest is not valid until a confirmation happens. So I'm just going to wait for market to get into that point of interest and give me a confirmation. Then I can look for my buy continuation. So I'm more of a buy person here. The reason I am not going to be looking for my sell to enter into this zone is because this retracement, I am not so certain of it. The retracement is not giving me good break of structure and good movement, so you cannot tell where the retracement is going to stop. So I am just going to leave that and let that sell go. I'm going to be big on the buy setup, since we had our last break of structure to the upside, and then we're looking for market getting back into our point of interest. So I am going to be big on the buy than the sell. I'm just going to let the sell go. You don't have to take every movement of the market. So I am just going to let the sell go, and I am going to focus more on the buy and see where market is going to give me a confirmation for that buy continuation. So that is that for volatility 25-1S. I'm going to be picking the first one from the comment section. Okay. First, we're going to be working on volatility 10. It is the most mentioned for now. If you want me to analyze any assets, keep dropping it in the comment section and we're going to look into that. So let's go for volatility 10 for now. Volatility 10, 24 hours time frame. All right, so this is volatility 10. Our last break of structure was to the downside. Market came back for liquidity here, gave us a change of character, and then we started selling massively. So this is the low we are targeting, which market has already taken. Market has already taken that low. So what's the next thing for us? We'll look for the internal last break of structure. So this is our internal last break of structure, and then that high. Let's see, is this high a strong high? All right, it is. So we can look at the range we are currently trading in. So let's mark that out properly. Let's mark that out properly. Alright, so this is our last internal structure break. I can see fair value gap here, right on the 24 hours time frame. And fair value gap this way. So I'm going to be going to my 4 hours time frame. My 4 hours time frame. So this high is going to be our secondary inducement. This high. The high is my secondary inducement. So I am expecting, market is already giving us an intention to come back and take liquidity. It's already giving us the intention for that retracement. So let's pick this. So for volatility 10, this is what I am currently expecting from the market. This push to the upside, I'm expecting it to come back and break this high. Break this particular high, enter into this zone, then give us that little change of character on the 30 minutes time frame, and I look for my sell continuation to break this low. Analysis is not meant to be hard. Just look out for the last break of structure and work with the structure market is currently giving. So I am just expecting a push back into this zone, and then I'm going to look for my sell setup. Now if you are good at trading retracements, that's absolutely up to you, but personally I do not love trading retracements, especially in this kind of situation, because sometimes you do not know where market is going to stop that retracement, and it is going to get you blinded to the fact that your main structure is to the downside. You start looking for buy setup non-stop. You start looking for buy setup non-stop just because you are thinking that market should do up to what you are expecting. So sometimes I do not get myself choked up inside the retracement. I just love to follow the normal movement. So the normal movement right now is that we had our last break of structure currently to the downside, and we have inducement to be taken. So until market proves me otherwise here by creating another structure, and then I can look for my buy continuation, either to come back into our internal structure, go above all this high because that low has been swept. So either going above this high, that is when market gives me another confirmation. If it proves me wrong that this sell setup is not going to hold, then I am going to look for my buy continuation. So this is this for volatility 10 index. Okay, I hope we're still together. If we are still together, drop fire emoji in the comment section. Drop fire emoji in the comment section. So let's go for volatility 25 right now. Okay, volatility 25. We've done two analyses right now for this 25 1S and for VIX 10. So let's go to VIX 25. Okay, so let's delete all of this. So 24 hours time frame. So where do we have our last break of structure? This is our last break of structure. This was where we had the last break of structure. So the upside, the market came back to our fair value gap for that continuation. So where is our target? We are targeting for market to break this high. This is the high I am currently targeting for market to come back to break. So let's check our 4 hours time frame. 4 hours time frame. Where do we have our last break of structure on the 4 hours time frame? Our last break of structure is to the upside. Okay, to the upside. So where are we expecting market to come back to? Now, based on this movement, it is possible for market not to have the strength to come back here until this high is broken. It is still very possible. So first, I'm going to be marking out the interest candle for that continuation. I'm going to be marking the interest candle for this continuation because of this momentum, because of this distance and momentum. For this distance and momentum, right? Sure, let me check the 30 minutes time frame and see what the market is doing on our lower time frame. Okay, this is a good area for me actually, but let's look at what is currently happening on 30 minutes time frame. See where we had our last break of structure. It was to the upside. So remember, we already marked out our first point of interest, but I'm going to be looking out for something here. So market could not break this low, right? And we had a change of character to the upside. So let's check 15-minute time frame. Because of that distance and momentum, sometimes market will not have that strength to enter back into that area until this high is broken. So this is a change of character already, right? Showcasing to us that market was not willing to come back and break this low. Showcasing to us that we are not willing to come back to break this low. So there's already a change of character above here. We have our liquidity. We have market build up this liquidity as the secondary inducement, right? So what's happening? So I'm going to check the 5-minute time frame. Where is market currently reacting? Here. So I'm going to go over to 5-minute time frame and confirm what I am seeing. All right, so we have this change of character to the upside again. So this is what I am expecting from volatility 25. Until we break this low, that is when market is coming back to this zone of interest that we marked out on the 4 hours time frame, which is this interest candle. However, since this was our last break of structure on the 30 minutes, it is still very valid since it has not been broken. So we had a change of character to the upside. Market came back and took liquidity, so it is still very valid for us to look for that buy continuation. So this is just what I am expecting on volatility 25. However, market gives us the continuation from here. I just want to see a little retracement back into this fair value gap, something like this. Then that 5-minute time frame gives us that candlestick confirmation. Then we continue that buy setup until the high we marked out is taken. That high we marked out, this one, until it is taken. So I'm expecting a push to the downside, give me a candlestick confirmation. Remember, I am still making mention of confirmation even at 5-minute time frame, because that is what you're going to rely on most often. Just wait for a confirmation, then you continue that buy setup. However, if we come back impulsively, if market comes back impulsively, break all these lows, I am expecting it at my interest candle. So that is what I am currently on the outlook for on volatility 25. I hope we are still together. Okay, so let's do one more. So I'm going to be doing volatility 75 1s. 75 on S, and that is going to be all for this morning, guys. I'm going to release you to go make your analysis, have some rest. It's weekend. Go out and have fun by yourself because of course you don't want to stick to chat all day long and you do not have time for yourself. So let's do volatility 75 1S. Let's go to 24 hours time frame. Okay, so this is 24 hours time frame. Whoa. All right, so we had a change of character to the upside, a change of character to the upside. This is a change of character to the upside. Let's check on 4 hours time frame for more clarity. We only have the details of our change of character to the upside here. Now, since this is our change of character to the upside, what I would be expecting is for market to come back and take this low as the secondary inducement. I would be expecting for this low to be taken, but it was not taken. So I'm just going to check for our last break of structure and what is possible for market to eventually do. So where are we currently reacting from? This is giving us relative equal highs, equal highs, right? All right, I hope we're still together, guys. So I'll be this is a break to the upside. However, I'll be expecting this low to be taken out as an inducement. I would be expecting it to be taken out as our inducement. So markets reacting from there is not really a great confirmation for me. So I'm going to go to 2 hours time frame, which is also a mid time frame. Okay, so I'm just going to go confirm what market is doing at that time frame. 2 hours time frame. It's not loading up. All right, so let's go to 2 hours time frame again. This is not loading up, so I'm just going to refresh that. I'm going to refresh so that we can get back to what we are doing. So volatility 75 1S. Let's go to 2 hours time frame. All right, so let's just work with this. So what is our 2 hours time frame telling us? Right now, market breaking this high is not a good thing for me. Why? Because it is showcasing to me that it seems market wants to proceed for that buy continuation without taking this low as the liquidity. Fine, I would be expecting this low to be taken as liquidity based on the fact that it was the low created after our change of character. But since market does not want to take it, what am I on the outlook for? Now, this buy movement that is happening, I'm not so certain of it because I can't figure out the liquidity market came back to take. I can't point it out. with this movement to the upside. So I'm just going to go to my 30 minutes time frame. I'll still look for possibility of where market can use to come back and take the inducement. So we had a break of structure to the downside, a break of structure to the downside. This is our major high. This is a major high. Market didn't come back to take our primary inducement. We didn't come back for this primary inducement. So what am I expecting here? A minute, please. Until market breaks this high, I am not certain for this buy. Until this high is broken, I'm not going to be jumping into this buy yet. So if this high is broken, even with a week, I'm going to look for my buy continuation for market to take this high. But if this high is not taken, because you can see that we have fair value gap here, which could be the draw for market to come back to. It could be what is drawing back the market for it to come back to this fair value gap and use that for a sell continuation. So until this particular high is broken, I'm not going to be looking for my buy continuation yet, based on the fact that we did not take out the liquidity we are expecting market to take. Assuming we had this low broken, if this low was broken and market came back and took out this high, I am going to be big on buying. But right now, we do not have that low taken, and there is no visible liquidity that market came back to take. And it is very obvious that you can that we have fair value gap right below that inducement that we marked out. So market using this area for continuation to the upside is like a trap. It is like a trap. So I am going to be waiting for a double confirmation. Even if it is going to continue that buy setup, I would be waiting for a double confirmation, that is market taking out this high. If this high is not taken out, then it is not a double confirmation for me. So market could use this as our immediate inducement. It could use this as our immediate inducement, come back to this fair value gap and give us a change of character. When market gets back into this zone and we have a change of character right on this 30 minutes time frame, I'm going to be selling till we take this low. But if we have this high broken, it would definitely give a retracement. Do not worry about that. You are not missing out anything. If this high is broken, it would give a retracement for us to enter the buy continuation. So just wait patiently for market to get into this zone, and this zone is going to determine what we're going to be doing in the market, whether to buy or to sell. But currently it is still within a range for me. So until market gets to this zone, that is when I'll be able to make a decision on whether to buy or to sell. So if you have a question, guys, drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section, right? And let us take questions. So I've been seeing some in the comments. Thank you so much for market analysis and market insight. You're welcome, Victor. And somebody said, please ma, have a special guest appearance at our daily live session, daily analysis. Now, if you are not joining daily analysis, you are missing a whole lot. Let me repeat that again. If you are not joining the 10 p.m. daily analysis, you are missing a whole lot. Now, the reason we created this daily analysis is so that traders can come together, network with each other, share their bias, share their views about a particular asset, and then just trade with confidence. So if you are not there, you are missing a whole lot. What I am doing there, I am not coming there to make any analysis for you. It is the people, the traders on board that would be making analysis, including you, which is going to boost your confidence. And honestly, of recent, I've been hearing a whole lot of reviews, testimonies from people saying that people making analysis for them of recent has been doing amazingly well. And then, you know, that is such beautiful gift for me. In fact, it makes me happy so much. So if you're not joining, you are missing a whole lot. Now, for special guest appearance, I am going to be discussing that with the team, and we're going to look into what we can do about it. We're going to look into what can be done about that, and if the request is granted, of course we're going to be bringing special appearance on board from different traders coming on board to make analysis also. So I'm going to discuss that with the team. So if you have a question, drop it in the comment. All right, so somebody said, please V10, we've done V10, please rewatch this live session. We've done V10, we've done V25 1S, we've done V25, we've done V75 1S index. So watch this video again, and yeah. Please, ma, will these trade ideas be dropped in the group when the trades get to our point of interest? Under probability, I cannot assure you if it is going to be dropped on the group. So I can't assure that, but I'm going to try to do that. Alright guys, if we do not have any other question, thank you so much for joining the live session. I'm going to see you on Saturday, same time, same channel, and come prepared, come with the assets you want us to analyze, and we're going to do just that. Have an amazing weekend, guys. Do not forget to rest your brain, and do not forget to rest your brain. Take out time for yourself. It is not just about chat alone, okay? Have an amazing day, guys, and have an amazing weekend. Bye, guys.